What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build together. SummitRacing.com.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Reach 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers from using the VBox HD system.
Said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zone, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out, Miller, look
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
In racing, every second counts. Communication isn't just important, it's everything. Established in 1996 in Daytona Beach, Florida, SpeedCom Communications was born from a passion for racing and a vision to revolutionize motorsports communication. Trusted by competitors across the world.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn, 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HD2 system.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom, and I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. Go off, so go off, go off, go off. Go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. So go off, go off, go off.
So I'm Drew Such, driving for Berg Racing, the number 28 car. This is my first year with the team, so it's been really great for the first 2 weekends.
My name is Jacir Das. I'm a engineering student at Georgia Tech, and this is my second year with Berg Racing, also second year in these cars. And it's been a great season so far. We had a really good one at NOLA, but yeah, happy to be here. Love working with Berg Racing. It's honestly like a kind of laid-back culture almost, but not quite laid back, but not quite like strict. Don't talk unless you're spoken to kind of vibe. It's a perfect medium, like a happy, chill vibe, I guess. And yeah, it's great. We're fast. We always know what we're gonna do with the cars. We always have a plan, and if that plan gets messed up, we always have a plan B. And everything always seems to, like, for the most part, fall our way. We were struggling with pace this morning. Well, not pace. We were struggling with some electrical problems, but we luckily got that sorted out.
So working with Berg Racing has been awesome. It's a really nice culture. So all of us are really good friends with each other, and you can tell through the weekend that everyone's very invested. Like, everyone really cares about securing good results. And so kind of fitting into that puzzle. Now that we used to have one driver, now we have two, and I'm trying to do my best to represent what all of the team has worked so hard for. Well, in my opinion, you only really need 2 cars. I think once you get into a bigger team with 4 or 5 or even 6 cars, you have the possibility of people getting lost kind of in that system. So if you have a team that's very focused on a couple of very specific things, you can work a lot better and a lot more effectively than if you have kind of a bigger machine going on.
Well, on the track, it's all about position. Yeah, we'll battle to the death on track as long as we don't hit each other.
We just have a mutual understanding that each of us needs to maximize our own races. So we try to help each other as much as possible, but when it comes down to it, it's got to be, you got to look out for yourself as well. So I think we've done really well navigating that relationship. We've been really good friends for a while, so it's not been an issue for us. I think this is something that Berg Racing has been working up to for a while. Obviously, through the start of last year, Jacir saw a lot of progress with that team, and I tried to progress as a driver as well. So when I was able to join them, I felt like it was kind of the perfect storm. So we were just what a privilege to be like so successful right out the gate, and now we get to try and build on that at Road America. It's been a great weekend so far, and really looking forward to the rest of the season.
I think for me personally, if I try to think about it too much, it's just never gonna happen. So it's like, I'll be following a car, and I want to get the pass done as soon as possible. See the moment, see the opening, go for it, and just kind of work my way up there. I work a lot better at the front than I do in the back.
I think when you approach any race weekend, and any session really, driving a race car is a lot of management. So through a 30-minute race, there are a ton of things you'll have to manage. You'll have to manage the temperature of the brakes, temperature of the tires, and your position in the pack. Obviously, there are points where you need to go fully aggressive and try to make some moves. But I think it's really important in a racing career to never stagnate. So you always need to be growing. You always need to be progressing on to the next big thing. And if you're sitting around and not improving at all, then you're wasting time. So that's kind of the mentality I try to attack each year, each season, each day with.
I think it's kind of like a little bit of an underdog story. We have 2 cars going up against much bigger teams, and kind of just work our way up there. Like, we had a really good showing at the beginning, and now we just got to keep trying to keep that momentum. And also, as drivers, I think we both have ambitions of what we want to do. I want to try to get up as far in the F1 ladder as I can, and then probably end up back in IndyCar. So I think that, along with just stories of like of us on our own, like, we're both engineering students. I'm mechanical engineering at Georgia Tech. He's motorsports engineering at Purdue, also business. And yeah, I think we have a lot of things going on at the same time.
Here we are back at Mid-Ohio, and the Ligier Junior Formula Championship has rolled out onto the track, ready for their next race here this weekend.
And what you're seeing there is not smoke. That is basically it's kitty litter, little grains of clay that they have to put down and sweep down deep into the pavement because we had lost some oil in the last race on one of our vintage cars. And anything like that with drivers, who are 14 to 16 to 17 years old, that gets into their head, and they don't want to go through that line. And all this white smoke is going to be there for the first couple laps. And he did drop oil around the whole track. So this Ligier JFC, which is Junior Formula Championship, very good racing. You can see there that Ava has stickers on her tires. So a couple of these cars are running stickers on these handcooks for this last race.
And as we get ready to go racing here, Gaston Arazu is still the points leader with 113 after yesterday. Drew Such in the Berg Racing entry is second. Arazu for Champagne Racing, 102. So 11 markers down, and second is Such. And keep your eyes on Daniel Cará, the Cará Origin Motorsports entry. He's at 87.5, but he's having a pretty good weekend here, Ben.
Yeah. And I misspoke. They have 3 races. They are at 3:30 this afternoon, too. So tire strategies are going to come into play here.
No doubt about it. And if you're off on your game here this weekend, it can really hurt you in the points with 3 races on the docket.
Yep, so there you go. There's the first stickers tires that I've seen there. With Ava. And I almost did the commentator curse yesterday on the fan walk. I said I love the livery of her car, and I was telling her on camera that you haven't done anything wrong to hurt the livery, and her dad's like, come on now, don't say that. But she finished really well.
She hasn't missed a field goal all year, huh?
Yeah.
Here we go. We will get a standing start here. You can see all the crew members along the wall pointing to their driver. You're right here, easing them in.
Now watch out for Daniel Cará there, the yellow and white car, P2 with Phoebe Ambrosi wines. He's very aggressive at starts.
Look how shallow he has staged himself in his box there. Watching the lights. They're out. We're racing. Daniel moves right up into second place. Here he goes, challenging for the lead. Gaston Arazu has it for now.
Brazil versus Uruguay here. Daniel Cará. Oh, see how he went to the inside so quickly there. That might have been the move of the race right there.
It might very well be, as we see the 9 getting up Day. Luca Day having some issues there down in the keyhole. And Daniel did get around him.
I have never seen a move like that in this category, but brilliant move.
And a great time to do it on that opener. Boy, if you're behind as they get into that kitty litter, it is definitely going to impact your view as you try to set up for turn 4 here, such a critical corner.
The 2 JFC competitors we were hearing from earlier, Drew Such.
Oh, Arazu is by, Ben. Sorry about that,
Yeah.
but Arazu got around to take the lead back.
Drew Such and Harbier Das, who we saw in that video, are looks like 4th and 5th with a Scuderia Buell car right in between them.
And remember, Such is right there in the thick of the points chase, sitting in second, so he needs a good run, especially if Gaston Arazu here is up in the lead.
There should be Benitez there. Okay, so Arazu out front again, making that great pass. We've already seen 2 fantastic passes for the lead in the opening lap of this race.
And Such crossed the line in 8th, Ben, and he is only 11 points down on Arazu coming into the race. You see him back there in the silver car with the orange stripe up the center, the 28. So he's got a lot of work to do here. You don't want to give up that many points.
Felber in 5th and 7th. Cash in 5th. Roman Felber in 7th. Roman Felber's had some bad luck with mechanicals, so he's due for a good race here.
And it's got to be tough when you see your twin brother having success and you're not.
But he was at Winter Circle. We congratulate his brother. I like that.
Yep.
Now, Cará being Benitez right behind him.
Yeah, Benitez definitely putting some pressure on him. And Benitez had a pretty good run yesterday, too. He was at the front of the field all day.
Look at how they're using all of the track there.
Scanning through the timing and scoring, Chelsea Pinkowski's moved up to 11th. Such still stuck in 8th.
But Daniel there in that number 10, he's under some pressure from Benitez. They're only allowed to make one move.
Oh, somebody off and sliding back on track, and fortunately goes all the way across without getting hit by oncoming traffic. Boy, that was a scary moment for that driver.
Yeah, and that happens so much here at the exit of 1 to come through.
No.
I can't see who that is. I don't see full course caution just yet. But we now have the honor of being joined by Alex Popoff here to help commentate. Alex, I'm going to take my headset off and let you have that.
There we go. Full course caution is out. Hi, Alex. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Right on time for the full course yellow.
For all the drama, yes. And you'll get a good look at it here when we get a chance to look at the replay. Still not sure who it was, but watch this. Watch the black car here. Way off. And then it's going to shoot back across the track.
Yeah, that's super easy to do turn 1. Turn 1, you're going at super high speed, and it's so easy to get a little wrong. End up going over that rumble strip and just slip in that wall.
Ben, I still can't get a good look at the number, can you?
Number 9.
Number 9, yeah. Is that Luca Day?
I think that might be Luca Day. That is Luca Day. He's
It
going
is.
again.
Yeah. So I don't want you to worry, but Luca was in the booth earlier today for your race, and now he's had problems. There's no correlation to being in the booth and then having a problem.
I hope not.
Don't start thinking that way. I'm just trying to get that out of your head.
But I do want to talk to you. I got to talk to Cooper after that last race. But from the Keystone down to 4, I don't know if we could have put a baseball card between your 2 tires. Was it that close, or are we just seeing something different on camera?
Yeah, no, we were wheel to wheel. I mean, it was a great race. We just lacked a little bit of pace, and, you know, we got a really good start. I'm really happy with what start we got there, and, you know, managed to make a little bit of a gap at first, let them battle behind us. And, yeah, just wasn't able to hold the pace at the end. They had a better car than us this week. We struggled a lot at the beginning of the week with some issues in the car, not starting and everything. So, I mean, all in all, I think it was a great weekend. Came away with good points and closed the gap on P1 in the points a little bit.
I haven't seen the updated points, but coming into the race this morning, Kekai had the points lead, but he had a rough race, and he was only, 8 points in front of Cooper, who's now gained even more, and you were not far off. You were just about 20 points down in third. Now you've gained some more points, so yeah, rough weekend for Kekai, but much better for you and Cooper.
Well, Alex had his rough weekend at Road America.
Yeah.
He was leading the race far and away. What's the heartbreak when you're leading a race like that and then just something happens mechanically where you're out?
Man, it was terrible. I mean, especially after so much work went into the car to get on rails. I mean, we were really fast. So the team worked super hard, and Tom and the whole crew, Dalton and Zach, they worked super hard to give me a great car. And, you know, we set the record by almost a second and a half.
Wow.
We managed to pull out 8 seconds with 10 minutes to go, and we still had pace in the tank. And once it started to go, it was just really, really sad. But yeah, I mean, missing out on 50 points because we had our engine go in 2 races.
Oh wait, here's this replay. They pulled it up. Watch this. Well, no, that's not you,
That's
is it?
Shipman
No,
and
that's
Campbell
Cooper
there.
Yeah,
and,
that's Shipman and Campbell.
Yeah, they were having some good racing too. We're
Yeah.
all out there pushing hard. That's how it was the whole race.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, we missed out on 50 points. Race 3, we started on pole as well, and we didn't even get to turn 4 before the engine gave up. But yeah, it was it was a little bit stressful, having some reliability issues, you know, completely out of our hands. And
yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back. Still a long way to go, and just more weekends like this where we constantly gain ground. Hopefully, we'll be on P1 for New Jersey.
How different is the racetrack today from yesterday? A little hotter even today.
Yeah, it was definitely very different. This track has been super, super degrading on tires. I think everyone really struggled with tires towards the end. Cooper, it seems like they had a great car, and Cooper drove well, and he managed to keep the car under him pretty well. He didn't struggle too much, but, I mean, you could see it even yesterday. Keikai started struggling a lot towards the end as well. I think we were all just really, you know, trying to manage the tires and everything and manage the pace so that, you know, the fall-off at the end isn't gigantic as it was yesterday.
Before you got here, Ben was educating me a little bit on your history and how you are a free diver. And I was thinking to what is involved in doing free diving. And as I watched you today especially, you were very, very smooth, made no mistakes. There was one little mistake. You dipped a wheel off over here. But for the most part throughout that entire race, incredibly smooth. And I was thinking about the focus that takes. Is that something that you perfect with your free diving? Because I got to assume there's a lot of focus in that.
100%. Yeah, I mean, it goes hand in hand. I mean, here, you let your guard down even a little bit and you make a mistake like what I did. You know, I started to relax a little bit, and that's usually when the mistakes come, not when you're pushing 10/10ths. But yeah, the concentration that it takes to be a free diver as well and racing goes really hand in hand. I think here it's, you know, there it's a little bit more because any little mistake and you might drown. Here you might just go off. But to be fast and to be a top-level racing driver, you need to have incredible concentration.
Okay, so take me through the free diving thing a little bit. If you look at me, you're going to say, well, he's going to get the first part of the dive right. He's going to sink right to the bottom fast. But how far down have you gone, and how do you control your breath management and all that?
Yeah, so the deepest I've gone is 93 feet.
It's 92 feet deeper than I'm going.
Yeah, and I can hold my breath for like 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
So 2 laps, 2.5,
Pretty much,
3 laps around Mid-Ohio.
Yeah,
does that help you in qualifying?
Definitely the breath work helps a lot to stay calm during a race. These races aren't too long, so it's not terrible, but hopefully once I get into some endurance stuff or some longer races, like I think the FRs are a little bit longer, you know, once you go to Indy next and everything, the races are much longer. So the breath work definitely helps with that. And you know, just the level of being calm. You're down there diving at 92 feet. You know, you have a long way to go up, and if you're not 100% concentrated, you can die. I mean, there's been a lot of cases of blackouts and stuff, and it's really dangerous. I would say almost even more dangerous than racing.
So what got you into that?
My dad. Yeah,
my
dad always did it. Yeah, I've been doing it with him since I was little. Same thing as racing. You know, I kind of follow in my dad's footsteps and try to one-up him.
He was a very successful sports car racer.
Yeah, he was. He was really good, and hopefully I can live up to his legacy there and try and get some more wins than him.
How far has Dad gone down?
I think his most is like 103 feet or so. I think he's over the 100-foot mark now.
So you're at 92.
Yeah.
What's the goal?
93.
For 93. I'm
1 foot.
At 1. What's your goal? What are you shooting for there in the free diving?
No, the free diving is more just pleasure. I mean, it's incredible.
But I know you're competitive.
Oh yeah, no, of course. It's always 100? To beat him and shoot the. Yeah, I want to try and hit triple digits. I think that's a good goal. And it's just, you know, it's a really nice sport, and it's all pleasure. It's not as much as this. I mean, you can go out, and I like spearfishing mostly. I do freediving like as a bypart of it, but it's just like, you know, it's incredible being down there and everything. It's kind of like when you're in a race car, just fully focus on what you're doing. You completely forget about everything around you, and it's just, you know, you have one goal, right? Just as on the track, you have one goal: hit your marks and put in a good lap and try and go and win some races.
I totally get the pleasure part of the racing side of it. I do not understand the pleasure part of free diving.
But I want to point something out. We've had a lot of guest commentators in here, but the way you said it, when I go to FR, those are longer races, but I need to be ready for when I go into Indy next or IMSA. Not if, it's the when. That's the attitude you have, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, not a lot of people know my full story, but I used to be really big in karts, and I was running really well in karts back in 2018. Maybe I wasn't even up to junior yet, but we were doing really, really well against, you know, some great drivers, Connor Zilic, James Agozi, Brent Cruz, a bunch of drivers that are now, you know, running very high level stuff. And I had an accident, stopped racing until 2022, and then I told my dad, I started working at the kart track actually, because one of my friends started karting, so I was like, you know, I'll go with you, and I, you know, saw all my other friends there, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this, and I got invited to go race in Ecuador for a kart race there, and I hadn't been in a full-size kart pretty much maybe twice in my life, and I showed up there and finished second. Wow. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. You know, this is really what I want to do.
They're coming to take the restart,
Here we
though,
go.
so walk us through the strategy here, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, with the last 3 corners being very very tight corners, it's, you know, you really have to time the start. That's what I did on the start today for our start. You have to try and go super early so that everyone else still can't get on power. I think that's definitely the key for the restarts here. Here they go.
Green flag is waving. We're back underway here in Mid-Ohio with Gaston Arazu out front. Daniel Cará right behind there, chasing him, and Benitez. And still a ways back is Drew Such. Daniel looking outside. He's going to open that door for Benitez, has to be careful there. Side by side, down into the keyhole. And Arazu fends him off. As you've been watching Gaston Arazu this year, what do you think he's doing really well?
I think his pace has been really well. I raced against him a couple times in another series with these F4 cars, with the JFC, and he was always quite good on the pace.
Look inside, Daniel backs in. Oh, Gaston goes wide and gives up the lead. It is so easy in that corner.
Yeah, I had a
go
moment
in
like
just
that
too deep.
There, almost some contact there between Benitez and Gaston. That was close. Try to look down the inside.
Arazu, Cará, Benitez, Das, Felber, Foye, Felber, and Such, Fatuta, and Hansen. That's your top 10. Little surprised to see Jacir so far down. He was much stronger yesterday, finds himself in 11th here today.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Benitez and Jacir, because they had some really, really great pace. They were clear of the field by almost half a second in qualifying and all the practices, but seems like they're struggling a little bit more now with the tires. I think that's a big part of it.
We have 2 twin brothers, front and back there. Cash
contact there with Arazu and Benitez.
Benitez holds it.
Benitez pulls past.
Yep. Now Roman is 5th, and actually Roman is 7th, Cash is 5th. Twin brothers.
14
yeah, that must
years
be
of
cool.
age, right?
Yeah.
Back into the braking zone here at 4. Look at how tight. One off. Goes one of your signs, Ben.
That rejoin was a little bit close there. Jacir almost got involved there too.
Yeah.
So now the 2 Felber brothers are P5 and P6, so let's see how they manage this. Must be interesting being brothers and having to race together.
Daniel Cará up front, like I said, a crew of 3. There's Daniel, there's his dad, and then Daniel's best friend. That's all it is, and a short trailer for this. So there's several different ways to come Ligier JFC racing, because he's out front with a crew of 3, including himself, the driver.
Yeah, that's awesome. To run a program like that and be running up front is really cool, and it's so rewarding. That feeling must be great. Benitez was 4/10 faster than Cará on that last lap. Seems like he has good pace now.
And Cash Felber back there in 5th. Yesterday was his first career win in the Ligier Junior Formula Championship. And Ben, he did it here at his home track.
That's amazing. He won yesterday? I thought he was 2nd, so maybe there was a ruling change.
Yeah, Drew Such got a penalty, which dropped him down a little bit, so Felber managed to get the win.
I said it wrong earlier. So Felber, nice job. That's amazing. From Akron area, but because he's only 14, he's only been able to race here one other time. You'd think this would be his home track.
Right.
Yep.
But look at this. We're going to have a change for the lead here soon.
Yeah, the ruling was that Such caused a collision during the opening lap of the race, ruling that he was responsible for the collision, and he got a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, I think that was with Luca Day when he got stuck over in turn 9. Seems like Benitez dropped back a little bit there, actually.
Drew was credited with a 3rd place finish.
Oh, and that's the toot off in the grass.
But able to gather it back up and get out there.
There he
Michael
goes.
Fatuta.
Irazu has good pace now, 2/10 quicker than Cará on that last lap. Benitez only 1/10 quicker than Cará. And they're right on him now heading into turn 4.
Boy, that's tight in there, isn't it?
Looking where to go.
Benitez inside.
3 wide.
Irazu on the outside. All headed to 4. And Daniel loses 2 spots, and Irazu fights his way back to the lead. That's the kind of move you got to make, though, if you want the title.
That was a great move by Irazu. Really good thinking there.
The left Ben shaking his head over here.
I am, because, yeah, that's a great move to win the race, but he's in such a tight hunt for the championship. I don't know if that was a championship-winning move, because that could have taken him out. You know,
Yeah,
that was a high-risk
there's risk
move.
reward. I mean, you have good runoff there going into turn 5 uphill, so it's not super risky. You might lose a couple spots, but seems like it paid out for him, especially with the pace he has now. He can try and go and pull away while Benitez and Cará fight a little bit.
It looks like Roman Felber has fallen back a few positions.
And that's Beckham up right there too as well now. Seems like he has
Jacir
great
is-
pace.
Beckham Jacir has really had an up-and-down day here, hasn't he? He was struggling. Now he's fought his way back up. His runner-up finish yesterday is the best of his career in the Ligier Junior Formula Championship.
Here comes that pass, Ralph.
Watch this. 3 wide going into 4. And everybody gave each other plenty of room, but it was awful tight. If you made a slight mistake, they were all going off.
Yeah, that was a great move by Irazu. Good thinking there, going outside and holding the side for the next corner.
Look at Beckham. Where did Beckham dart?
I saw him far back there. He
was all the
11th
way
at
back
the
in like
restart.
11th or 13th at
Yeah.
one point.
On the restart, I know he was in 11th, and he just had a 28.4, which I believe might be the fastest lap of the race.
And you race against him on this platform with Farah?
Yeah, I've raced against him a couple times. He's, a great driver. He's getting some good opportunities now, so hopefully he can make the best of them and try and go win some races. I know he got really unlucky at Road America, but he's one of the best sim drivers I've ever raced with, to be honest. I mean, he runs with Williams Esports and stuff on the sim, and he's really good on the sim. And let's see if he can convert that sim speed now onto the real track.
Yeah, I think he's like ranked in the top 5 in iRacing or something like that. The Felber twins are both highly ranked.
Yeah, Beckham at one point I think was actually ranked #1 in the world.
Wow.
On like actual ranking, like a leaderboard, not just saying
Really?
He's #1. Yeah, no, he was actually ranked #1. He's rapid on the sim.
It's funny watching this because this, these are United States Championship, like what you're in, FR, and this. But FR is the Americas, and half of the comments on our YouTube are in Spanish. It's "Vamos Irazu," or and it's really neat to see. So we have a lot of Portuguese fans that tune in. We have a lot of Spanish-speaking fans, and that's a lot of fun to see. And we do have a lot of South American drivers because they just like these North American tracks so much.
Yeah, there goes
Beckham
Beckham
making
on
the
the
move there,
inside.
right? Getting around Felber.
There he goes.
That'll
He's up
put
into
him
P4.
up to 4th, yes.
Benitez and Cará have a good battle going on. Irazu pulled out a great lap, 27.8 that last time around. Pulled 3/10 on Benitez with a 28.1.
That's a strong performance.
But I tell you what, the car to watch, though, is Beckham coming from that far back with a somewhat new team, new car. He's doing really well. He's going to be with that top 3 here pretty soon. Maybe
Yeah,
by
they're
the
doing a
keyhole.
great job.
Closing in on 7.5 minutes remaining in this, too.
Harbor Doss seemed to have an off on that last lap or something. He ran a 1:38 on that last lap. what would happen to him. .27.9 for both Cará and Jacir now. Both 0.2 quicker than Benitez and only 0.5 tenth quicker than Irazu with a 28.0.
And the Felber brothers are back-to-back again.
And Roman's just going to be thrilled to get all the laps in.
Yeah, hopefully Felber can stay with Jacir, and Jacir can tow him up to that P2 and P3 fight and have some good action going on there.
Oh, looks like
That's
12 is on Batuta.
But I appreciate him stopping right in front of our marker there, you know,
Yeah.
so Summit could get some time. I like
Yeah.
that.
Some good publicity.
And he did it without destroying your son.
Yeah.
Max just put down a 28.9. Max Buckram seems like he's getting up to pace a little bit now. Hopefully he can make his way forward and try and pass Harbor Doss. I know he'll be working hard there, and they have a good program going. They've been working hard. I see them from across my tent working hard. They were up late last night doing some big setup changes.
Alex, we haven't spent a lot of time together, but just in this little time, I can see that you have an analytical mind. You're constantly looking at the times. You're looking at where they're going in. You know, after your huge racing career, you may have a career as a commentator.
Oh, we got a full course caution.
There we go, full course caution. Yeah, hopefully that's in the far, far future, but
after you've won all your championships.
Yeah, hopefully.
After that big Formula One career.
Yeah, right.
Is that the ultimate goal, Formula One or IndyCar or prototypes like Dad?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've always said I'll drive a golf cart. I'll drive whatever they put me in. My first time ever racing out of a go-kart was a pro late model at New Smyrna Speedway.
Well, that's nothing like what you're doing here.
Nothing at all, yeah. Oh, is that another car or is that Fatuta?
I think that's
Fatuta, I think.
But yeah, I mean, I've always said wherever I get an opportunity and a chance to go drive, I'll be there, you know, and I'll be giving it my best and try to put in some laps. Whatever it is, prototypes, GTs, open wheel, my ambition is to drive.
Watch the left side of your screen here. Let's see, right there, getting out of sorts and then getting stuck and facing the wrong way.
And that's...
Then he got off the track.
He didn't make the turn.
He was stuck in the middle of the racetrack and probably just trying to get out
But
of the way.
Him? Is that him now?
I think he's rolling now, yeah.
Seems like he's going, yeah.
So I'd like to brag on currently in P11, Ava Hansen. I was speaking to her in the grid walk, and her dad got mad at me for saying this because I said, I love the livery of her car, and she hasn't put a wheel wrong to mess up the livery of her car since I met her at NOLA. And her dad gave me this look like commentator's curse, but she's still out there. She finished yesterday, and the car looks amazing. There she is there.
Yeah, it is a nice livery with some chrome accents and stuff. Definitely shines out there.
And that's another team where it's her dad, and her mom.
Oh, wow. This is going to shake things up now that everyone's nice and close together. Irazu might not have that the same pace he had as before. Hopefully he didn't burn out his tires trying to pull a gap on P2 and P3.
And watch out for Daniel Cará because he has a lot of experience with this car. He's a strategist, and he may be thinking exactly what you just said there, Alex.
Safety car supposed to come in on this lap.
There's Ava. But yeah, here's that strategy. So he wants to get on the gas about now to try to slow everybody down.
Yeah, you really want to try and pack everyone up there and just time it right. And there he goes. Benitez got a good start. He's right on Irazu. P3 a little bit further back.
We've talked a lot about the airflow off the back of the bigger cars, the open wheel divisions that we run here. How about these smaller JFC
a lot of people off
boy.
and back in turn one.
Yep.
Hopefully they can make it out of there.
So a couple, I didn't see how many exactly went off, but looks like 2 of them were still rolling.
I think it was 3. One spun.
Watching the flag stand here. Somebody's still stuck.
Yeah, 2 of them are stuck.
Is that Such? That's Drew Such, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Silver and orange?
I believe one is Josh Griffith.
Could be Fourier. Maybe even Dodds in that group back there if it's Such.
We'll go back and try to make the most of this before we go full course yellow here.
Trying to work on Cará.
And this will most likely be the end of the race with 2 minutes to
I
go.
would think, yeah. Gaston Arazu doing exactly what he needed to do here today. Just keep that points lead. He had to take a risky move, but it worked. Through the Summit Carousel, and there it is. The checkered flag will be waiting for him. Gaston Arazu taking the win. Benitez with a fine run to second. Third goes to Daniel Cará. Beckham Jacir with a great performance today. Gets a fourth, and the Felber brothers cash just in front of Roman. And Such was definitely one of the cars that was caught up in that mess over there, which is going to hurt him heavily in the points.
Yeah, that was a great run by Gaston. What a move around the outside in turn 4 to take the lead and then fend it off.
Again, coming into this one, Such was second in the points. Cará was third and Arazu was first. So Daniel might move around Drew Such here. All right, Alex, good luck. We'll see you soon. I know you got plenty of stuff you got to go do here today.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go finish up packing everything up with the team and getting ready for New Jersey.
Okay, buddy. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
And there's a look at the results, as we said. Such credited apparently with 7th. Fourier, Harbir Das, I think they were all caught up in that moment over there, and Maximo Cará. See if we can figure out what happened here at turn 1. Watch to the left of your screen. Here they come. I guess it wasn't Such that got caught up in that. It looks like he might have escaped that mess. Looks like Kelsey Pinkowski was in the 20. Driver out of Rochester, New York. Was at least one of the cars involved. Celebration for Gaston Arazu as he crawls out of the car. And Ben is there ready to talk to him.
Terrible.
John,
Well, Gaston Irasu, all Uruguay. I think that was the third official win of the season provisionally. How was your race out there?
Well, hi for everyone. Yeah, it was a really good race. We can win again in this competition, so it was a good race with good battles. And with Pablo, Cará, so yeah, it's really good.
In our comment section, we have hundreds of Vamos Gaston. So speak to our Spanish-speaking fans en español, please.
Bueno, fue una buena carrera. Por suerte pudimos ganar con buenas maniobras con Pablo y Cará. Por suerte pudimos tener también buenos puntos que lamentablemente ayer por un error mío no pude asegurar otra victoria, pero bueno, vamos a la siguiente.
Well, that's awesome. I'm going to send it back to the booth because John Phippin's coming up here for Winner's Circle in just a minute. Nice job. Awesome. Great race.
Well, that'll take care of Ligier JFC, and we'll have more SVRA, Sports Car Vintage Racing Association action for you when we come back to Mid-Ohio.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States look like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom, and I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.